Join me this and every Tuesday at 7 to 8:30 p.m. as we discuss various interesting topics and take a look at the current happenings on our island and in our region. Just before you go on your bed, let's touch on the points with your host, Connie JE, right here on Flashpoint Radio. Join me this and every Tuesday at 7 to 8:30 p.m. as we discuss various interesting topics and take a look at the current happenings on our island and in our region. Just before you go on your bed, let's touch on the points with your host, Connie JE, right here on Flashpoint Radio. Yes, and welcome back to another episode of Just Before You Go Your Bed. I'm your girl, Connie JE, live in studios. I do hope you had a great day today. Today was good. You know, I went outside and the sun did turn up like about 2 degrees hotter. You know, I'm so glad I was not in Babylon at the time. Because then, you know, I would have felt like one of the 3 Hebrew boys. Definitely, but I'm so glad that God made what we call AC. You have the natural breeze on the outside and the artificial one on the inside. You know, I take my hat off to the men and women who work on the outside in the hot sun. Listen, kudos to you. And today was really a warm day. I thought after such heat, we would have had some rain. Did look like we were going to get some. Hopefully tomorrow maybe to cool the day down. But, you know, it has been a fantastic, bright and sunny day. And if by chance your day seemed a little bit cloudy, I do hope that God will shine into your situation like the noonday. Welcome and thanks for joining me. For those of you who may be joining for the first time, welcome to Just Before You Go Your Bed. And I hope this will be a great relationship, long relationship, you know, that we will create and have, and you can share your experiences with me. For those of you who are in the kitchen cooking it up, or you're helping the children with the homework, you know, with their assignments and so forth, thank you so much for allowing me into your home And yes, you can WhatsApp me or, send me a DM, tell me which part I come and pick up my dinner. Not a problem, just before we go to bed, have something light, just like the British. They have their nice little scones and tea, little supper before going to bed. I don't mind. Invite me. I will come in. Absolutely. And, my idea is for those of you who are tuning in, listening in, that you would do me the greatest honor of going now and subscribing to our channel. Yes. Go ahead and subscribe to Flashpoint Media, or just before you go to your bed, subscribe. And then the greatest thing that you could ever do in helping the word of God to go to millions across the world is to share. And then I'd love for you to like, So go ahead, subscribe, share, and like in that order. Subscribe, share, and like. I can wait. No rush. It's just before we go to bed. We're not in a, we're not in a racy thing. So I'm waiting. Bang, ba-dum, dum, 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 dum. Wonderful. You are such amazing people. So I want to do my shout out right now, to all of you. And just in case you have someone that you would like for me to do a shout out to on the program, just go ahead and send that message. You can send that to our TikTok page, to our Instagram, or even just message us directly on YouTube, or you can always send us an email, flashpointmediaja@gmail.com, and send me those names, and I will shout out to them for you during the show. So, we can't do not shout out without shouting out to the man behind the scenes, Mikey G himself. Got a shout out. And then, of course, to all my colleagues, at Flashpoint here. Shout out to all of you. They are so, such amazing people, great to work with. So, I have to shout out to them. And then, of course, all my new friends. I have a couple new friends, Yes, I got a couple new friends, yes. On my Instagram page. And a couple new friends on my TikTok page. Thanks for following, we can chat it up, Don't be afraid. Just send me a message. Anything that's on your mind, just send me, You want me to talk about something, just send me. I don't have a problem. Just send me. If you can't get onto my Instagram or TikTok, send it to Flashpoint. And just, anything you want we talk about, just send it. I'm going to have a day where we're going to do live stream so that all of my followers can be a part of the show. And that's coming up, where you can just speak your mind. You understand? Understand the umbrella that we are under, but you're able to speak your mind and just chat with me. My friend Paul came to Grand Cayman a few days ago, left today to Canada. I want to give him a special shout out, dear friend of mine. The idea is that when we get older, when he's old and I'm older, that we are going to be living side by side. And I imagine him as an old man, with him walking sick and thing. And him have a mango tree or some fruit tree, I'm wall. And the people them come from school, I pick a fruit and oil my cuss. I can just see the whole picture. But I want to say the shout out. He's such an amazing guy. And of course, CM and my girl, Mikey G, big friend to him, take her over from me, take over Mackie. And gone with Mackie. Anyway, me still send shout out to her. Althea in Jamaica, Andrea. And of course, guys, shout out to the family. My family here in Grand Cayman, my family in Jamaica, family in America, my family in England. You know, I have family everywhere. And as I was saying earlier to one of my colleagues here, I won't call her name, but it starts with C and you have one K in there, that I don't necessarily have to have lived in some places. Me almost look in our direction. But, I could drive through and I've been to the place, I agree. Or I know somebody where live at the place. I've been there, right? Yes, work with me. Me been there, yes. So all my family all over the world. I'm just all over the world, you know. And then there is this teacher. I really, really love him. Such an instrumental man. And I want to send a big shout out to Mr. Ingram, the John Comber Primary School teacher. As I believe he still teaches in year 5. He was very instrumental in my son's life. I really embrace him. Love that man. So a big shout out to him. And of course, our VIPs. Gotta shout you out as well. And then to all our Flashpoint listeners or those on the media platform that are tuning in to Just Before You Got Your Bed, all the other shows, just want to send a shout out to you and thank you so much for joining. Now remember, if you have someone that you'd like for me to do a shout out to, please send those names along and I'll do that for you. Now listen, I have a few things I want to tell you about that I need you to participate in. One of them is the birthday club. We've been talking about it for a while, and so this is an area that Flashpoint Media is extending the arm out to you. We're embracing you as a family. We want to celebrate you. So the birthday club, just send the month and the date. If you don't mind the year, you can send it, we don't have a problem. If you want, we shout out the age, no problem. But be like me, make sure you double check your birth paper, because mine was tricking me the other day. Me just get the clarity, that I was not 27, but actually 30. But you can just make sure that you check your birth paper and then send us the month, the date, the day, and send that to flashpointmediaja@gmail.com. And what we're going to do on the day of your birthday, we will be curating your music. So you tell us the songs that you want to hear for that day, and on the breakfast hour we will be jamming your jam right across the world. But not only that, you get 25% discount on all media sales. So if you want a DJ at your party, boom, we're it, 25%. If you want an MC, you got it. You need some counseling, we got it. You plan to get married on your birthday and you need a place to do it, we got it. Do you want the pastor? We got it. Yes, and on all our services for your birthday, we'll give you 25% discount. Yeah, which party gonna get a better deal than that? Nowhere. Worse in a time like this, with the money issues, Flashpoint is meeting you at your needs. So come on, join the birthday club. And this coming Saturday night, we'll be having another karaoke. Ooh, who wants to come on down to our studios right here on West Bay Road, where the whole Treasure Island Hotel used to be, the old Margaritaville Hotel. This is where Flashpoint is housed. So karaoke night. Who wants to take home the trophy to be the king or queen of the karaoke Cayman Islands? Listen, I will tell you, we will have a special feature on that night from the renowned worldwide artists and entertainers, the Zip Down Sisters and the Double Gut, live in studios. It's gonna be amazing. You can't miss it. And then, after we have the karaoke Saturday night, we know your appetite going to wake up because you're going to be singing and jamming and dancing, making friends and all of that. Listen, we have just the lunch for you. The fish fry is the next day, Sunday, only $15. Come on. You can't afford to miss it. So we dance you out, you have fun, but Flashpoint, you're still thinking about your wellness. So we'll be providing your Sunday dish right here for you for pickup. If you need delivery, just give us a ring, send us a WhatsApp, send us an email, DM us. Yes. And of course, you don't know, fish fry. If you want your parrot, if you want your snapper, just let us know. Of course, served with your bami and, of course, your side of veg. You want your drinks, you want your water, you want your juice. We got it. It's only $15. And listen, it's not just an ordinary fish fry. It is a blessed, musical fish fry. You see me? So many things happening. And, we're thinking about your whole well-being. All right, stay tuned when we come back after this commercial break. We will talk about what we're going to talk about. And yes, it's April Fool's Day today, the 1st of April. What's the origin? Where is it from? Why do we celebrate it? Why do we do the things that we do? Do we take tradition as is? Do we embrace the fire in our bosom? Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, April's Fool. Need it fast, need it quick? Then let Breezemill Rent-A-Car blow their amazing affordable deals your way. Cars of all sizes with weekly, monthly, along with daily rentals of $25 per day. They're reliable, dependable, with friendly staff, free pickup and delivery. You can't get it any better than this. Call us at 936-1177 and allow Breezemill Rent-A-Car to blow the wind of hassle on its way. Breezemill Rent-A-Car. It's a breeze of a deal. Conditions apply.
Looking to build your dream home or renovate your space? M&M Construction is the perfect place. We bring your vision to life with precision and quality craftsmanship. From design to construction, we guide you every step, ensuring seamless coordination and superior results. Our professional roof inspection and maintenance services will ensure that your roof is sturdy this hurricane season. So, if you are ready to start your construction journey, call us today at 345-927-7509. Build with confidence. Build with M&M Construction. 345-927-7509.
Yes, welcome back to Just Before You Got Your Bed. I'm your girl, Connie JE. Tonight, we'll be talking a little bit about April Fools, or as we would say in Jamaica, Tom Fool Day. So All Fools Day, or April Fools, and April Fools Day, we collectively, as a people across the world, try to mess with others, during the day. And, different countries celebrate it differently. I remember back in the day, we would pin, try to stick notes on your back without, without the person finding out, whether it's kick me, slap me, or we would pin a tail on people, and people would get kicked, and it's not that you couldn't do anything, but in the jits of the time of the day, we would say, "Oh, Tom fool," and then everybody would have kind of just chill. You didn't retaliate, and persons would just take this thing for a joke. Now we look at how they're celebrated now. April Fool's Day, how it's celebrated across the world. So we know that we will be giving persons a free pass to prank their partners and their friends, family members, even on the job. You get that free pass. Now, it seems to have taken root somewhat, and I know it's such a big tree that some persons, we really don't know where it's from, its origin, or is it something that we should, not just as Christians, but, a human being on the whole, should we really participate in this day? So we're going to talk a little bit about how some, European countries, how they celebrate the festivities of foolishness, yeah? So what is April Fool's Day? Because I went and I looked up some of the questions persons asked, and I did a research and tried to see if I can answer them. And of course, if you have any questions while we're talking, while we're discussing, feel free to send them, and we'll try to answer the question as best as we possibly can. And I want to let you know that here at Flashpoint, we believe the Word of God to be the foundation of every existence. We believe that the Word of God is true, it's paramount, there is none else. We do not sit steady or rely on the opinions of man, but we rely steadily on the Word of God because it is true and binding. Yes, indeed. So as we divulge into this, I wanted to set that precedent so we know exactly at the end of our discussion, we're going to round it off to what does God say about this day. So what is April Fool's Day? It says it's the day consists of practical jokes, pranks, and hoax. Pranksters often yell April Fools at their victim, and this custom has been observed for hundreds of years. So, where does it come from? I'm glad you asked that question. Well, it's debated really. There are a few that have different ideas, but let's trace it to the beginning. Many trace the custom back to medieval France, when on March 25th, that used to be the New Year's Day. So that's interesting. March 25th used to be the New Year's Day until the Julian calendar was reformed in 1564 and changed to the Gregorian calendar. And so before the New Year festivities culminated on the 1st of April, it now turned that January 1st with the Gregorian now became New Year's Day. And so because it's now officially adopted, persons who forgot or did not adapt to January being New Year's Day, they actually continued the celebrations until April 1st. And because of that, it is said that they were ridiculed and labeled as April Fools. So that's one of the first beginnings. Of course, it's debated that April Fool's Day started the change from the Julian to the Gregorian calendar, and the fact that New Year's no longer fell on April 1st, but on January 1st. Now, when we look at some historians have linked April Fool's Day to spring festivals such as the medieval Feast of Fools, wherein a Lord of Misrule was elected to parody Christian rituals. So we would elect a Lord of Misrule for this day because it's known as Feast of Fools. Interesting. Now, these festivals would include games, people dressing up in disguise, mocking their neighbors. Poor persons or commoners would disguise themselves as and imitate nobles. And of course, the devious ends without repercussions. So I could dress up as the mayor. I could dress up as the president. I could change a law. I could do anything. And then once it was found out that this was a prank, there weren't any repercussions for that because, hey, it's April Fool's Day. Others have pointed out that the Holi festival in India, which also takes place in March, could be the source of the day. Again, another debate. And so this is known as the Festival of Colors. The annual occasion is meant to honor the arrival of spring and the Hindu god Krishna through food, dancing, and throwing of paint powder. That's something, eh? That is something. Now, I don't know if I would be happy dressed for work, dressed for school, or running an errand, and somebody just walk up to me and dash paint powder upon me. I don't really know. I'm going to take that and say, oh, April Fool, and then I just laugh it off. Yeah, that's debatable. We'll talk about that when we get further down. I don't really know. It's kind of tricky, depending on the joke for me. But we'll see as we get along. Now, how is April Fool's Day celebrated in Europe? So I'm going to go through a list of various countries in Europe to show you the difference of how they celebrate this day. So, of course, they have their own unique way of pranking their April Fool's victims. So in France, Belgium, and Italy, and some French-speaking areas of Switzerland, the celebrations include sticking a paper fish on the backs of many people as possible without being noticed and yelling, April fish. Now, that's kind of, you see how we're linked? Because in Jamaica now, we would stick the tail or we would stick the note. So say, slap me, kick me, whatever, and you don't know. So they do the same thing, only thing they stick paper fish and yell April fish. Now, for England, which is quite unique, April Fool's Day is only celebrated for half of the day in England. So pranks and jokes, they are permitted only up until noon. You see when noon done? Game done. And that's England. Sticking to etiquette, of course, right? So now when the clock strikes noon, you are meant to come clean about your pranks. And anyone playing a joke after midday is considered the official April Fool. Makes sense to me. Significantly more fun are April Fool's Day festivities in Scotland. And they have their day. We only have one day, just April 1st, but theirs lasts for 2 days. It is called the Goki Day for the gawk or the cuckoo, a symbol of the fool. I didn't know that the bird, the cuckoo bird, is a symbol of a fool. The more you know. So the first day is celebrated by pranking people, while the second, known as Taily Day, is when people place tails on each other's backs. Here again, just like them, we do the same thing in the Caribbean. And I can speak for Jamaica that we do that. And here in Cayman, not so much, more like in school you would do that. but we would do jokes and pranks. Because, for instance, my colleague today, she got two wedding invitations. So we do stuff like that in Cayman. You know, I've had a friend who went into her calendar and she set my wedding day in the month of September. You know, giving, you know, on April's Fool, I was telling her my wedding will be in September, and she blocked her calendar and everything. She even went ahead and ordered a dress and everything. I was asking me color. She was trying to, you know, coordinate as much with me, you know, on the day. And we were talking about, you know, wedding stuff. And this continued. So April Fools for me continued for days until we were close to the date. And she asked me about the wedding. And I said, oh, that was April Fools. God, did she like it? I think she did like it because she ordered all frocks. Sorry. Was just joking. Maybe mine went longer than Switzerland. They did 2, I did weeks. I mean, who says there is a rule of the length on April Fools? All right, stay tuned. When we come back, we'll go to a commercial break now. When we come back, we'll talk about a few more countries and what they do to celebrate April Fools. Remember, subscribe, share, and like, and don't go anywhere. Just before you go to your bed continues in a little bit.
When you need ultrasound that's safe and effective, you must visit Asai Ultrasound Imaging. They're conveniently located at number 4 Chestnut Center, Smith Road, Georgetown, Cayman Islands. With experienced technologists with over 20 years experience, their friendly staff will make you comfortable while you get your procedure done. Asai Ultrasound Imaging is open Mondays to Fridays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturdays. Call Asai Ultrasound Imaging 345-949-2454 or 345-938-3426. That's 345-949-2454 or 345-938-3426.
Yes, welcome back to Just Before You Got Your Bed. We are talking about April Fools. Today was the day for the pranks, and you do get away with it if you committed it. Once you say April Fools are all fools, yes. Some places it's not only just a day, they celebrate it for 2 days. For me, I remember celebrating it for weeks. Now, there isn't any rule on the limit of the days you celebrate, I'm sure, but not everyone around you will actually appreciate or like it. Is it something that we should partake in? We've been talking about some countries, how they celebrate this day. And I want to take a look at the country of Ireland and the Netherlands, see how they do their celebration. It's interesting as we get to know or neighboring countries, or we get to know persons and their traditions, and we get an understanding of how things are, why things are, then we have a better dialogue. We have better dialogue. Open communication is actually better. Understanding of others becomes easier. It says in Ireland, tradition dictates sending someone on a fool's errand. Now, when I was researching this, me never really find this funny. But then again, I guess it's how it's done. You know, how it's done. This could be funny, but me no know. So I will leave it up to you to vote and tell me what you think. All right. So the victim is sent to deliver a letter, supposedly to ask for help. When the person receives the letter, so like you send me out now to deliver a letter, and this letter on your behalf is asking for help. So you tell me, go to John Tom, go to Mary Sue. So I go to these places, and so when John Tom or Mary Sue open the letter and read it, then they would in turn tell me that I would have to take the letter now. So John Tom now will tell me I have to take the letter down to Mary Sue. When I get to Mary Sue open the letter, read the letter, and tell me, say, me have to go down a Mass James. I take myself gone down a Mass James with the same old letter. Mass James open it and send me down a Miss Pearly. When me go a Miss Pearly, not our grandson this time, but when me go a Pearly, she send me go somewhere else. Now, this keeps happening, and it can go on for, the entire day. And so this goes on while someone, whether Miss Pearly, whether Mass James, when somebody feels sorry for the messenger, and then will hand the messenger the letter, and I would read the letter now. I know the letter would say, send the fool to someone else. So the whole time, I'm thinking, that is help this man want, and give me the letter, figure deliver. And then on top, send me so. And then at the end of the day, this is where the letter say, send the fool somewhere else, to somebody else. I don't know if I find it funny at the end of the day. What about you? Would you find this funny? The people in Ireland, them really are push the envelope with that. Well, in the Netherlands, citizens tend to catapult or slingshot herring in the direction of their neighbors and yell, herring fool. So you really go to your way, figure find red herring, fi dash over your neighbor yard. Which one would you rather? To be sent out as the fool messenger, or to get red herring a sling over your wall and over your gate? Listen, these are pushing the envelope for me. But this is how they do in the Netherlands. Now, Germans play a prank called April Schützer, which is all about telling one outrageous but generally harmless story that completely made up to fool others. So I guess like my story when me tell my friend that I'm getting married in September. But no, even though today is April 1st, please note, I am getting married. Not in September. I don't really know the date yet. But it's working on as we get closer to the time and closer to finding the person. Obviously, I will share it with you. And this is not April's Fool, okay? All right. In Greece, this is what gets me. In Greece, successfully tricking someone on this day is said to bring the prankster good luck for the entire year. I want to find out if most of the pranks of them get well and how the rest of the year look. No damages, no repercussions. Let's see. Maybe that's the good luck part. The Polish handily have a warning. This is the only country that in Europe that I found that instead of playing tricks and shenanigans, not that it's not done, but their main thing is to give a warning. And their warning, me can't read all right Polish, so I'm just going to translate it already in English for you. So the Polish warning is April Fool's Day. Be careful. You can be wrong. No, That's a warning. I don't feel like nobody get away with certain pranks in this area. Cause them a warn you. Be careful. You can be wrong. That's interesting. Now, this is also interesting to me. Spain and Portugal both celebrate on different days. The Portuguese don't celebrate April's Fool Day on April 1st, and they prefer the Sunday and Monday prior to Lent. So they might do the 2-day thing too. On this day, people throw flour onto unsuspecting passers-by. I don't know. You see, we do something close, you know. But here why we no bakes, cause of our birthday. So I know on birthdays we flower people, and if you're at the birthday, we take the icing and we icing you. I mean, you know. But if me I walk past one random shop, or I go, you know, me go to somewhere, and somebody just randomly dash flower upon me so for nothing, I tell me say April Fools. I don't know. Then they kind of push the envelope. The envelope for me. I know. Because what if, you know, I'm on my way back to work and you dash the flower upon me, me hold here and me go get me nice hop do and sitting. What if I'm just coming from the salon? What if I actually have a wedding later in the day and you dash the flower upon me? Me no know. But the people in Portugal, this is how they do. Well, as for the Spanish, the Day of Pranks is celebrated on the 28th of December as Holy Innocents Day, during which no one can be held accountable for their actions, as the pranksters are considered innocent. That kind of Holy Innocents Day, and they're not held accountable for their actions, that's kind of broad for me. I feel like you're gonna be doing more than just ordinary fun pranks. That could have entailed something more, you know. I feel like that I go entail something little more roughish, but yet they are given the bly, so to speak. So I saw a question and I thought it was interesting. But when is the actual date of All Fools Day? And interestingly enough, it is not April 1st, as all the world now celebrates it, but it's March the 31st every year. Every year. So, question. Has Easter ever fallen on April Fool's Day? The answer is yes. Two have taken place on the same date. The two have taken place on the same date several times. Well, according to the U.S. Census Bureau, it says in the past century or so, Easter landed on April Fool's Day in 1923, 1934, 1945, 1956, and in 2018. So I had to look up, if we had one in 2018, when will the next one be? Well, the next one will happen, ding, 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 2029. So the next time Easter celebrates its day with April Fools will be in the year 2029. Interestingly enough, we take on traditions as our own, and then they become a staple in society. That our children are geared to appreciate those days. They are geared in participating in these days. But in participating in these days, do they honor God? And should the children of God partake in these things. To be called a fool is not funny stuff. To be called a fool is not something that you should embrace. If we take a look and slow down for a little bit and take a look at the origin of this day, we're looking at medieval times when there were worship of false gods. It's always connected to the worship of false gods. And even though we may put a title, Holy Innocents Day, how can something be holy and innocent while playing pranks, wherein there are different levels of pranks? Who curtails it? What precedent is set that a prank should only go this far? England says you have only until noon. All right, so we set the precedent for the time frame, but to the extent and the measure of the prank played, who measures that? And there are things that so many persons may take as a joke, but some they aren't. They are quite harmful. How do I tie holy, innocent, fun, and then no repercussions for the things done? But what if it's harmful? Stay tuned. When we come back, we will hear what God has to say in His Word about fools. Join me this and every Tuesday at 7 to 8:30 p.m. as we discuss various interesting topics and take a look at the current happenings on our island and in our region. Just before you go to your bed, let's touch on the points with your host, Connie JE, right here on Flashpoint Radio. Need it quick? Then let Breezemill Rent a Car blow their amazing affordable deals your way. Cars of all sizes with weekly, monthly, along with daily rentals of $25 per day. They're reliable, dependable, with friendly staff, free pickup and delivery. You can't get it any better than this. Call us at 936-1177 and allow Breezemill Rent a Car to blow the wind of hassle on its way. Breezemill Rent a Car. It's a breeze of a deal. Conditions apply. Join me this and every Tuesday at 7 to 8:30 p.m. as we discuss various interesting topics and take a look at the current happenings on our island and in our region. Just before you go to your bed, let's touch on the points with your host, Connie JE, right here on Flashpoint Radio. Yes, yes. Welcome back to Just Before You Got Your Bed. I thank you so much for sticking it out with me, your girl Connie JE, as we talk about April Fools, its origin. We talked about various countries, how they celebrate it. And now we want to find out what he have to say in regards to fools. For we might find it interesting to know that to be labeled a fool is contrary to God's liking. The Bible says in Psalms 53 and verse 1, it says, "Only fools say in their hearts, there is no God." I don't think anyone would want to play with that or to have a day set for them, April Fools, to say, I don't believe there is no God, or to say there is none. And maybe that doesn't work for you, but it does say in Proverbs 23 and verse 9, don't waste your breath, it says, on fools, for they will despise the wisest advice. So speak not into the ears of a fool, for he will despise the wisdom of your words. And if I should say to someone that April Fool's Day is not a day to be celebrated, it's not a day to participate in, maybe you would not agree because you say, oh, it's harmless. It is a day just for making fun and playing pranks. It's done harmlessly, it's still in love. But when I find that people believe that if they are successful in playing a prank on you, they have good luck for the entire year, still stemming away from God. We don't deal with good luck. We understand that being in the hands of God, it's blessings, not good luck. And then if I have to turn to make someone feel comfortable by labeling April Fool's Day as Holy Innocents Day, and that no one will be held accountable for their actions as the pranksters are considered innocent, I don't know about that. It says, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, and fools despise wisdom and instruction. So I'm telling you, giving you instruction that this day in itself is not a day as simple as it may seem. It has its roots embedded in the vices of the enemy. It says in 2 Corinthians 11 and verse 19, it says, for ye suffer fools gladly, seeing ye yourselves are wise. Or you suffer them by acting the fool as well. So we will participate in the day, and by participating in the day, we have also acted the fool. It seems so innocent. It seems so fun. It's not malicious at all, right? But the thing is, it's not just about the things we do now that seems to be fun. Because from the beginning of time, anything that has its roots with anything to do with the enemy is not wise. And it's foolish. And so, pinning the tail on someone, we look on that as being harmless fun, but it may not be fun for the person that got the tail pinned. Or the note that said, slap me or kick me. And you're just walking down, someone comes and just slaps you, and then you can't do anything, or why do anything after that when they say, oh, it's on your back, it says I'm to do it, and oh, it's April Fools, and everyone laughs. You know, how fun is that? And if I participate in the fun by harming someone in what I call a harmless joke, I then too become a fool myself. I saw this and I thought it was funny. It is better to keep your mouth closed and let people think you are a fool than to open it and remove all doubt. So when we reason that it is just harmless, that it is just fun, and I don't need to research and to find out the root of this day, then I have proven to others and I've taken away all doubt from them that I too have played the fool. Any man is liable to err. Only a fool persists in error. So if you know the thing isn't stemmed from anything godly, why do I participate in it? And why would I reason to keeping the day or celebrating or participating in the day? Here at Flashpoint, we want to let you know that whatever decision you make, it's up to you. You're having fun, it's up to you. But here at Flashpoint, we just want to let you know the truth. Our objective is to just shed a little light on traditions, shed a little light on the things that we take simply, on the things we take as normal, things that we ourselves, we grew up doing, never really understanding why. We at Flashpoint, we want to show you and we want to tell you why. God desires that we live in harmony. And He desires that as a family, we do the things that are indeed right. That we train up the children in the way they ought to grow. So that when they become adults, they do not veer from the path of truth. Does it mean that in all that there is no mistake? Of course not. But what we will do is that we will not play the fool. Because with God, it's only wisdom. And God will let you know that the foolishness of God confounds the wise. Don't you think it's time that we veer away from all things traditional that is grounded in the rituals and the ways of the enemy, and start to make traditions that are grounded in God, such as keeping the 10 commandments, not just 9, but the entire 10. Yes, the one that we tend to forget, the one that says, remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. And then you can also do, as my colleague Janine's friend did. She created a day celebrated in February now that's called Adults Day. Why not find yourself gearing in teaching truth? We have International Hat Day, that was just last week. We have Sock Day, we have Secretary Day, we have Radiologist Day, we have Nurses Day, we have all of that. But yet we tend to forget how to be adults, how to train up the children for heaven. We teach them how to use the potty. We teach them how to feed themselves. We teach them how to read. We teach them how to write. But do we teach them to be citizens of heaven? That is the question. So let's see how next year, how we do. Will we create a day that points to Christ? Or are we going to celebrate traditionally? Or will we come into God's truth and remember God does not keep fools? Because you can't say there is no God when there actually is. So I'll see you next week, same time, same place, as we talk some more just before you go to your bed, reminding you that he that started a good work in you is faithful to complete it to the end. Do have yourselves a restful night. See you then. Join me this and every Tuesday at 7 to 8:30 p.m. as we discuss various interesting topics and take a look at the current happenings on our island and in our region. Just before you go to your bed, let's touch on the points with your host, Connie JE, right here on Flashpoint Radio.